Hello, Arlene. How are you? Hello, Ryan. We're here. Look how cool the stream looks. It looks great today. So we're here. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you watching? Who are you with? What are you doing? How have you been? Hello, Michael. How are you? Bit later today. We had a couple of tech. It's just the same story. We've always got issues. It's always a thing. How are you doing? What's going on? Tell me in the comments. Come on, let's do it. Thank you, Al. Hey, Al. Oh, I've just put my finger in front of the camera. I'm not used to this new setup. Hello, Michael. Hope you're well. Thank you. Where are the YouTubers? Let me know if you're watching on YouTube in the comments. I'm so chuffed with myself on how the stream looks today. Do you know what I think? I'm proper good at this. Now. It's only taken me 5 months to get it okay. How are you? Are you well? Are you watching? Brilliant. Hi. Good. Thanks, Michael. Thanks so much. Thank you for being the regular OG. All right. Hello, Sanjay. How are you? Are you well? What are you doing? Yeah, it does look good, right? I do. Yeah. Hello, Gaz on YouTube. Hello, mate. All right. Let me know in the comments that you're watching, because otherwise I'm going to stop doing this fucking streaming lot, because it's really difficult to do. What have you been doing today? Let me know in the comments. I've been stressing. I'm trying to apply for this flat at the moment. I'm trying to wait for that to get sorted out, so I'm stressed out. But apart from that, thank you very much, Sanjay. Oh, hello. Well, I had a bit of Botox the other day. That's why. No, it's not. It's my effort. I should take a compliment. I'm not very good at taking compliments at all. Give us a text. Let us know what you're doing. Right, welcome. Hello, David. How are you, mate? David, Derbyshire. Are you actually in Derbyshire? That's what I want to know. What are you doing, Dave? What are you doing, Michael? What's happening? Gaz, what are you doing? Where are you? All right, welcome. If you've just tuned in, welcome to the Worst Day Ever stream. It's me, Eleanor Conway. You should know this by now. You're on my socials. If you're watching this, wherever you're watching this, can I ask you to subscribe? Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the follow the flipping Instagram. Just do it all over. If you're already following me on Instagram, go to YouTube and follow me there. Right, good. Big thanks to all my patrons and the people that have given me money this month. Michael B, the OG, Michael W, Peter M, Rob D, Stephen P. If you want to support the stream, then please do. There is a place you can support me. It is via paypal.me/Eleanor Conway. Give me money. I need it. Thank you. It's not even gone like nice now. It's just proper like aggressive. Just give me money or I'm starving. No, I very much welcome a donation. Gaz says he's in Liverpool. He's been busy cooking today. What have you been cooking, Gaz? Hi, David. I know I'm not very good at spelling. Right, listen. Coming up on today's show, we've got two brilliant guests. I forgot to ask the first guest how to pronounce her name. It's either Mile or Meal. I think it's Meal. It's Liz Meal, all the way from America. Coming up after Liz, we've got a bit of a Worst Day Ever fave. It's the UK Bigfoot Master, our fetish expert. I asked for suggestions of what you wanted me to talk about on what I thought was going to be a wholesome stream, because I'm trying to like not do stuff around sex and that, because I don't want to be just the sex lady. But you lot are perverts, and so one of you suggested cockholding. So I thought, well, that is an opportunity to get Ryan back on the stream to talk about cockholding. What is cockholding? What does it like? How does it play a part in a relationship? Are you potentially in a cuckold relationship? These are the hard answers, literally, that we're going to be answering on today's stream. Right, let's get on with our first guest. She's all the way from America. She's all the way from America. Her name is Liz Meal or Mile. I don't know. I didn't Google that. Liz, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm such an unprofessional person today. Are you there, Liz? She's probably just left.
Oh, I didn't know if that was the intro.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good intro. I'm not going to lie. It was a pretty shit intro. I apologise. No. Is it Liz Meal or Liz Mile?
Mealy.
Mealy, good. Got none of it right. Absolutely none of it.
But it doesn't matter, because if you have any Italians, like real Italians, they'll be like, that's not it either, because it's honey in Italian. So it's like miele, but I'm not going to make people do that. So you Americanize it and you accept it, And I have best friends that call me Liz Mile. I don't care. It's all made up. It doesn't matter.
I love it. I love it. Where are you at the moment? You in New York or LA?
I'm in New York and I decorate like a runaway teenager. So I dress like a teenager. I decorate like a teenager. That's how you keep young these days. Just
You look adorable, mate. You look absolutely
wear mini
adorable.
skirts and braids, guys.
I love it. I feel like you should be. Oh, I feel like you should be like someone in a sitcom with that look, but I can't think of a traditional.
Oh no,
actress.
I look like I'm either cleaning a shower or like I'm starving in like Russia in the 20s. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like either like I decided to clean my whole apartment and it's a montage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he broke up with me, but I'm going to clean away my sadness. Or I'm just like, we haven't had bread in 40 years.
Please.
Yeah. Please give to my family.
Wait,
I don't,
Go on, sorry.
I was gonna say I don't know what that accent is, by the way. I'm not an accent.
No. It was just how you talk now. What have you been up to in the NYC?
So things are very different here than they are. You're in England, right?
Yeah, what's the vibe over there at the moment?
So I'm in New York.
Vibe?
What's the vibe is, chic pandemic. We're all just trying to look the best we can. We're all Sex in the City, but we're also sad. It's very fun. Yeah, I mean, it's shifting because it was clearly we're the epicenter and it was really, sad and crazy and scary and things were locked down just like the rest of the world. But they really focused on New York where you're like, you dirty little people in your tiny apartments that are overpriced. This is what you get. And then, we got it out of all of the US, we actually really got it under control for a city. And that's where I think we did a good job. So they started to kind of release us a little bit. We're still pretty restricted in a lot of ways. Like we just opened up 25% capacity for restaurants.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I think. And they haven't opened up comedy clubs. So comedy is outside. So I'm doing park shows, rooftop shows, garden shows, sidewalk shows, backyard shows. Like I mean, they're all speakeasies. They're technically illegal. We're actually not supposed to be doing these things. Ooh. So I know I very much, as much as this has been sad and I've lost everything, I've been trying to be positive about it. And I was like, I don't know about you. I don't know like your history with comedy or whatever, but I started when I was 16 years old. I've always been like a comedy nerd. I loved reading these before podcasts were a thing. I would read these biographies and these stories about comics in LA in the 70s, and they were sharing sandwiches and sleeping in their cars. And, they talk about Robin Williams and Cheech and Chong and like all this kind of cool old school comedy. And I was like, oh, we just tell jokes and go to shows. And I've been fortunate that I've traveled the world. And then this happened and I was like, I get to tell people, like I was on a rooftop in Bushwick telling jokes to strangers and making $20. And I didn't know when I was going to get my next gig. And
that's great. I mean,
I struggle and cry every day.
Are you thinking about, because I'm contemplating leaving London. I just feel like I'm paying a lot and I'm in London and I'm in one room and it's not a great quality of life. Are you tempted to leave out? Is there an exodus of people from New York like there is in
huge.
London?
Yeah, they're huge. So I have a podcast with Maria Shahada. Do you know her?
Yeah.
So Maria, we started together in New York and now she's in London. But like we were just talking about it today, like we've lost 500,000 people that lived here. I don't know. And, she's in London as well. So I think you guys had a big exodus. But so, we don't have the tourists. We don't have people driving in because we had a lot of people driving from like Jersey and Connecticut to work in New York. So we don't have that. I'm from Jersey. And then we have just kind of the people left behind. And I think I'm a diehard New Yorker. Like I've lived here 18 years and I've been in Brooklyn, I think for like 11. I mean, I'm trying to see if I can buy property, honestly.
What, in New York?
Yeah, because you have to understand. I think it's very similar to London.
Yeah.
It's fucking expensive. And even if you have the money, the prices skyrocket. It's very competitive. Like this is the first time that if you ever wanted to live in New York, you could get an apartment, not like reasonable because we're always going to be expensive, but more reasonable now than it ever has been. Yes, it's shut down. Yes, it's shitty, but we're going to come back. Like I hate this whole New York is dead bullshit. We're going to come back. We have too many cool stuff. We have too many cool people.
Obviously.
I'm here. So I'm, my head goes back and forth, but I don't want to live anywhere else. Like I like it here. There's good and bad always, whether it's a pandemic or not. And this is the epicenter for comedy as well. You know, we're the epicenter for both good and bad stuff.
Oh, mate, you sound so like you're making me want to stay in London, mate. I mean, I might not have a choice because I don't think I'm going to pass the reference check. Oh, let's be real. It's like you spend the whole year going, oh no, I don't make any money. Look, oh, I'm poor. And then someone goes, oh, can you afford this? And you go, yeah,
yeah,
no, yeah,
I promise.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything just in case the HMRC's watching.
Yeah.
So what's your, can I ask, I'll be personal, it is a dating stream. What is your status at the moment?
You're going to be the first one I admit it to. I broke up with my boyfriend 3 weeks ago.
Oh, is that sad or is that happy?
It's sad. I mean, it was, I'm sad. Even though I broke up Sorry, I have a cat that's crying. Shh. Stop. I'm trying to stream. This is my life now. I'm just like, mom is on YouTube right now.
Yeah, it's important. So hang on, how long were you with this person? Was it male or were they male or female?
Yeah, male.
Thank you.
At this point, come here. This is almost embarrassing. Here, hold on 1 second, just so I'm not the worst.
It's all right. It's going to be the first pussy on the stream in some time. Wee. Yeah, cat on the stream.
Just look, she's famous. This is Pasta. She cries if I'm not paying attention to her.
Mate, I feel for her.
This is why I'm going to be alone forever. I bought this dinosaur outfit. The cutest. She hates me because of it, but that doesn't matter. Don't cry during my podcast.
I mean, if you do want to put her in it while we're on the stream, I am like all about it.
Just like fighting. I'm just like, it's adorable.
Yeah, and then he left me. Meow, and then
yeah. And I'm a loving, caring person. Put your arm in here.
Fucking fuck you. And the RSPCA are like tweeting and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're just like. So yeah, we were together for 4 years. You know, I wanted it to work. He wanted it to work. We still love each other, but it wasn't. It just.
Were you living together? Did the lockdown drive you apart?
We weren't living together, but we were pretty much, you know, quarantining together for the most part. We both travel for a living. He's a TV producer and a comic, and I'm a comic. So we were actually getting ready to barely see each other for 6 months, and then I was in London getting ready to do a European tour, and I got sent home. And he was like in the Dominican Republic or something, getting ready to do, or in the middle of, he was doing a Netflix show. It was like a travel Airbnb Netflixy thing. So he was bouncing around. He was all in Asia when this shit was happening.
Probably the safest place to be because they only had it for like 2 weeks. And then they all went, yeah, we're going to do the safe things because we had SARS a while back and we know what to do. And then everyone else is just flailing about. Hey?
Yeah. So anyway, I joked when I got sent home. I was like, I just want to spend the epicenter. Like I want to spend the pandemic with my family and friends. Like, I don't want you guys to have it without me.
It's not Christmas, Liz.
Yeah. No, you, there was gifts, there was toilet paper and, I don't know, sanitizer. We had a pandemic Christmas.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I feel like the beginning of pandemic was like the most sort of like loving time where you could give away, like you could just be like, I just want to be here with you. Like free gifts you could give people. You didn't have there was no cost involved with sort of showing someone that you cared. It was just like a touch, a hug, a kind word. It's like the
Yeah, and now it's just like you want to see all your friends, but you also hate them like you used to. It's nice. Like you're not scared anymore. I'm absolutely sure the pandemic sped up what was inevitable. We already had problems.
Do you think your relationship, because you were always like in orbit anyway, really your relationship only works if you're sort of like spinning around, just spending a little bit of time with each other?
I don't think it works. I think it just hid
the cracks.
Deep holes. Yeah, it hid deep holes that I already knew they were there. I broke up with him a year before and we got back together last September. And then this year happened and then I broke up again in September. So I don't know. Like I have nothing negative to say about him. He's an incredible person and I wanted it to work and he wanted it to work, but it didn't. And
what was the sort of like aha moment? Because you know, like sometimes you live with big sort of gaping gaps thinking, oh, this is just sort of like a downturn. It'll pick up again. And then for me, like it's something really, really minor. You go, oh no, I've got to leave this. Was there one of those moments where you both went, yeah, or was it something really just sort of like subtle where you just both went, yeah, we should finish this?
It was accumulative for the most part, because that's why I ended things a year ago. But like, he was really unhappy, and I would always try to fix it, and he didn't want to talk about it, and so he started getting mean. And I don't do mean. I don't like people being mean to me. And I remember telling him last year, I was like, I don't doubt that you love me, but I think you might not like me, and I deserve to be with somebody that likes me. And you know, he fought it, and he's like, that's not true, but he couldn't stop being mean to me and saying things that hurt my feelings. And so I was like, I'm not doing this. So I ended it. And then he started opening up and being honest about what was going on. And so I was like, oh, okay, if you're going to be honest, we can talk about it and we can fix it. Because there was all this resentment I didn't even know about because he wouldn't talk. So then we kind of patched things up, and then he went right back to closing up again, and the resentment started happening. And now I can see it as a sign. He starts getting mean to me when his needs aren't being met. But it's like, I'm trying to get your needs met. You're not telling it to me. So really, this is what I think is a challenge with relationships, is you have to both be willing to be vulnerable and to grow. And he's a good person. I have absolutely nothing negative to say about him. And I've been in therapy long enough to know that this is a sign that he's unhappy and he's projecting and taking it out on me. But you can't, I'm only going to tolerate you being a dick for so long. But also, if you can't express what you need, I'm not magic. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not a fortune teller. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go around being Susie Homemaker, being like, does this make you happy? What if I do this? How about if I do this? Like, you know what I mean? You're not a baby. You're an adult male. Like, tell me what you need and let's work on it. And I'm tired. Like, really, that's what it was. It was 4 years of being like, what can I do so that you feel seen and feel loved? And he kept going, I don't know. And at some point you go, hey man, I don't know what to tell you. You have to do some of the work to figure out what you want. And at some point it feels like it might not be me. And I pretty much broke up with myself, if I'm being honest.
What do you mean you broke up with yourself?
I think he knew that we weren't working out, or I wasn't what he wanted, but he didn't want to let go because we have great memories together and we're good people and we have fun together. And I think we would have never ended if I didn't break up with him.
I'm going to say something really, really obnoxious. Not obnoxious, but a little bit controversial. And I'm willing for people to call me out on it in the comments, and also you, Liz. Do you think that sometimes men can be a bit mean just because they don't want to have the vulnerable conversation?
Yeah. 100%.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, I'll just be mean to her instead of having that really like awkward sort of, it's an intricate, intimate, vulnerable chat. Okay, I was expecting opposition there.
No, I think that's 100% went on. Is he was upset. I don't know if he consciously understood it, but I did. I mean, I know it's also something I do too, which is I'll be snooty or a bitch. And now my roommates or my friends will be like, what's going on with you? And I'd be like, man, if you're not going to take the fucking trash out, what are we doing? Are we just going to live in our own filth? And they're like, dude, just say it. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I could just say it. Like, I was raised by my father, so I feel like I actually express more. I handle my feelings and I express more like a male. And I actually think it's why I have a bigger male fan base. And it's taken therapy for me to even just be like, hey, you made me uncomfortable. And I know it wasn't your intention, but it put me in a place where I felt triggered and scared. And I don't want to feel like that. And I don't think you want me to feel like that. So let's figure out how to fix it. And that took, like 9 years of therapy to even get that far. And I still have a ton more work to do. But I honestly think he's a good person that I hope someday he learns how to open up to somebody else.
Okay, so I'm always intrigued by women that have slightly masculine energy, or they are quite masculine in how they handle things. I think I can sometimes, but then when I watch other women that are more like they've worked around a lot of men or something like that, the way that they sort of maneuver men is super interesting. Like, it's super like, it's more like you throw it in their court a bit more rather than just going, oh, this is, that kind of sort of people pleases, which I think sometimes women can be like, we're like, oh God, is this all right? Oh, and sort of like, oh, wait for them to give the answer instead of just sort of like pushing, like kind of putting it on them a little bit. I thought it was interesting. We've been getting some really good comments in the old Instagram. Sanjay says, I agree, it takes two to tango. That's why I got divorced. Jessica agrees. Sounds like you may benefit from therapy. People are agreeing. And Sanjay
Thanks, guys.
adds,
I feel so supported. Thank you so much.
She feels so hurt.
Please Venmo me so that I can buy my own snacks. No, I'm joking.
And Beth said you're so well adjusted. I think she meant that for you because you do sound quite well adjusted. Right, listen. The stream is called Worst Day Ever. Would you do us the honour, Liz?
You ready for this? I will say this. I'm not a big dater, so most of my work. So this is
most
the
of
part
your work.
Well, real well-adjusted people stop having these experiences. I know that's a little judgy in that statement,
Sure.
but eventually you don't date shitty people and you don't get too far into a shitty situation because you see the signs and you go, I'm not doing this.
Ooh, hang on. What are the signs? What would you say the signs are for someone that is has been labelled well-adjusted from somebody on Instagram?
Yeah, that's how you know it's real. Honestly, so everybody's different because what.
By the way, Liz, I want to see that quote there. Like any posters that you do, I do want you to kind of quote that as well-adjusted from a lady on Instagram.
That would get me nobody coming out to my comedy. By the way, nobody wants to see a well-adjusted comedian.
I don't want to see well-adjusted comedy.
One-woman show
about how okay you are. Sorry, Karen.
Yeah. The best part is if they go to see my stand-up and they're like, "We were wrong." Oh my god. So my needs are different than other people's needs. So please take everything I say with a grain of salt. But for me,
mate, you're talking to an audience that used to listen to Cosmopolitan magazine and really implement all the sex tips. It's fine. Yeah. No need to put a sort of quality control caveat at the start.
How do I lose those last 10 pounds, guys?
How do I give the perfect blowjob?
Yeah. How do I get rid of the chins that are naturally a part of my body? I just can't get skinnier. So for me, it's just how somebody talks to me and treats me. Like that's, I really, even though I said my ex could be shitty, he's not a shitty person. He cares about me and I know that. Really, it was anybody that is condescending, talks down to me, is trying to one up me. Like when you have these ego conversations, it starts to feel grimy. And you're just like, hey man, I just want to get to know you. I don't need your resume. I'm not interviewing. I know dating sometimes, especially on apps, feels like you're like, okay, how much money do you make? And are you successful? And whatever. But that's not to me when I go on a date. I want to get to know them. I want to have fun. I want to have a funny conversation. I want there to be a flow. Yeah. And to me, if there's no flow, if I'm doing all the work, I can make a good date. I have an old joke about this where the guy was like, I had a good time. I'd love to see you again. I was like, of course you did. I'm amazing. I tell jokes for a living. I know how to carry a conversation for an hour, but I'm exhausted now. I don't want to carry it for an hour. I want a back and forth. I want it to be some you, some me. So for me, it's about just like a really easy flow, the way you have a conversation with a friend and you feel connected, but also feeling seen. And I don't feel like feathers are being ruffled and somebody's trying to look bigger or look smarter or whatever. That. I can't really put a finger on it, but it's just people make me feel a certain way. And I go, I don't like the way they are making me feel. So I'm out. I'm not going to do that. I feel uncomfortable. I feel stressed. I feel anxious. I don't want any part of that.
I feel you, man. I feel great advice. Okay, before we go, can we hear your worst day ever, please, Liz?
Yes. Okay, so this was when I was 19 years old. Just to give context, I'm 35. This is bad.
You look good though.
I think some of it is that, this Zoom does a great job of just
Take the compliment.
Thank you. I do still have acne. Thank you so much. So this is when I was 19. I moved to New York when I was 18 to go to college and to do stand up. So I used to hand out flyers. I don't know if you guys ever did this in London. We would bark, and barking was you would hand out flyers for the comedy club that you were trying to get stage time at. And if you handed out flyers for an hour, you would get stage time. You would be put on the shittiest spot on the show. And it was other than doing open mics or shows where you had to bring paying guests to get on stage, it was an alternative to that. So I would hand out flyers for an hour and then I would go do a show. And so that's what I would do after school when I was in college. And I was on the same.
Could you, but the thing is, were you any good? Could you just slack off and just be like, yeah?
I took it.
Or were you good? Were you good flyering?
I was, and you would put your initials on the back and you would actually make money. You would get $2 for every person that came in with the initial, if they brought in your flyer. So not only was it a way for them to check that you were actually doing it, you would get money. And it was like a second job for me. So I was getting
Awesome.
stage time and getting better. And I was also, I never was like a cheater. Like I always just was like,
You were
my
smart.
dad taught me that you sign your name to everything. So I was like, I'm going to be the best goddamn flyer in the city. So I was always on this corner, like smack dab in Times Square. And there were police officers because it's Times Square. So it was every single day, and it would be an hour on. I would do 10 minutes on stage, an hour outside handing out flyers. I was crazy. So I was outside 3 hours a day, same corner. And the police officers would be, this is Times Square in 2000, 2004. You know what I mean? This is not too long after 9/11. That would just sit on that corner. So I made friends with homeless people. I made friends with, there's places that have like kind of like titty bars, like, like strippers and stuff. So I'd make friends with the guys handing out flyers for the stripper bars. This guy, John, he moved to Seattle. He's still a friend of mine. He would always bring an extra sandwich. I was like, thanks, John. And then you make friends with the police officers, especially because I look young now. I can't even imagine what I looked like when I was 19. And so I felt safer being around the cops when I was handing out flyers late at night in Times Square. So I make friends with this guy, Mike, and he's cute. He's nice. And I guess I can't really remember, but he asked me out on a date, and I didn't really date that much. I don't even think I had a real boyfriend at that point because I was always doing stand up and I was always awkward.
Were you a drug taker at that age? Because I would always fancy, like, if I was always a bit like suspect if anybody, like, I remember going out on a clubbing night when I lived in Barnsley in North Yorkshire, terrible. We all went and did ecstasy, but my mate brought her boyfriend, and she was dating a police officer, so we were like trying to be straight. And I think that would have been, were you a drug taker?
When I was a teenager, I was, but weirdly enough, once I got into stand-up, I stopped smoking pot, I stopped doing drugs, I stopped drinking because I was just trying to numb out because I was sad and I didn't like myself. And comedy, in a very cheesy way, made me feel alive. It made me feel seen. It gave me goals. It made me feel like I could be something. So I started stand-up when I was 16, and I almost stopped drinking and doing drugs almost immediately. So I wasn't really, and then I had bad experiences, do not want to get into it, so that I was scared to do that stuff around men.
Okay.
So he asked me on this date, and it's like, you don't know, especially when you're a young woman, what to expect, what's casual, what's going to happen. So he goes, meet me in Chinatown at this restaurant. So I'm thinking I'm going out to eat with this cop. I show up, and it's like a huge round table, all cops and their wives and serious girlfriends.
What is he thinking, bringing you out there? Like, does he think...
I don't know. It's a first date. And I'm now sitting at a table with probably 7 cops and 7 cops' girlfriends and wives. Serious.
What are they talking about? Are they like, hey, remember when we got that con the other... I don't know how cops speak.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I don't know what they were talking about. I just know that I was like in immediate like fight or flight. I was like, this isn't what I expected. I'm super uncomfortable. How am I supposed to chime in? Like I'm a girl. I'm literally a girl, doesn't know this person. And I'm now in a situation, and I have social anxiety. I would have never put myself in this. If he would have said, hey, do you want to come meet me and my friends? I would have said no.
So what was stressing you out about the situation? Is it because you were with police people, or was it because you were with sort of like this adult environment, this adult sort of like mum and dad sort of like age group thing?
I think it was the general social anxiety. I'm not a party goer. I'm not like, to me, this was no different than going to like a club with a bunch of people dancing. Like it was too many people. It was too that's just a stressful situation for me. And I know that sounds crazy as a comedian, but like comedy is control. It's me. I have a microphone, chairs are facing me, lights are on me. You have to listen to me. But when you put me out in the wild where I'm here and there's a bunch of equal people around, especially when I was younger, I was like, oh, I'm the most inexperienced. I want to be as small as possible. I don't want to draw attention. I'm an insecure girl that's never really dated. And these are all adults. It was less about them being cops. It was more about them being adults in adult relationships. And I don't even know what this is yet.
So when, like, I would say if I was one of the wives of one of the cops and I saw this guy with you, I'd assume that you'd been dating. So did you have to sort of was there a sort of accelerated level of familiarity? Be like, oh, how long have you guys been dating? Oh yeah, he's such a funny guy, right? Do you know what I mean? Did you have to sort of fake familiarity a little bit?
No, I was pretty much ignored. And that also was kind of hard too, because you're just like, I felt almost like you said, like it was like my parents were at a dinner party and I snuck down in my PJs and I was like, what is everybody doing? Like, I just felt like I was intrusive. I felt like I didn't belong and I felt really uncomfortable. So we sat there for a little bit and I can't remember if I was like, can we go? Or if he was like, can we go? But eventually me, him, another guy, and another cop, we all get up and we're like, we're going to go to a bar. Oh, I think I'm wrong. We went to a bar first and it was really loud. And then he was like, let's go meet my friends. And that's when we were at this Chinatown thing. And it was super weird. And I think I was like, can we go somewhere else? Can we go somewhere
So was it like super noisy to super quiet? Like super noisy to super intimate? And you're like, oh, this is like not at all what I want. So what would have been the ideal environment for this date?
Like a restaurant, like just me and him at a restaurant. Even if it was just like a taco truck, it would be more intimate than either a loud bar where I barely can hear him. Keep in mind, I'm 19. The drinking age here is 21.
So you're just drinking soft drinks?
Probably. I don't think I really drank, and I was also scared to drink in front of a cop at a bar. I don't even know why he was making me meet him at a bar. Everything about it was just like weird. This is where it gets crazy though. So like I said, I kind of forgot. We went to a bar. It was super noisy. Then we jump in a cab. We go to meet his friends. We're now at this fucking circle table with a bunch of old people that are been dating forever. And then we leave and he's drunk. And I don't think I realized how drunk he was. So we're leaving this restaurant, this Chinese place, and he's shit-faced. And it wasn't until we went out into like, I don't know if it was just like the night air and the trash of New York City that woke me up. But he's being crazy. I'm with him and two other guys that I don't know that are his friends. He picks up trash. Like, I don't know how it works in London, but the day before trash is collected, they take the bags and they put them on the side of the sidewalk so that the people can come pick them up. He's taking trash that's outside, picking up bags and throwing them at his friends. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I dressed up cute. I thought this was a date. It's already going shitty. And then he throws trash near me. And I was like, I'm out. I'm fucking out. So I get in a cab because I like literally say that. I go, hey man, I'm out. And I get in a cab and he runs after me and he's like, no, don't leave. And I was like, no, I'm out. So then he gets in a cab, follows my cab. This is a police officer, by the way. I'm living in a dorm room. So I take it to there and he doesn't know where I live. So I get out, go inside, go up to my room. He had been following me in a cab and he's calling me incessantly. And he's like, Liz, I'm sorry. And I was like, hey man, you're being crazy. I don't want this. He's like, I'm sorry. Please let me come up. I just want to apologize. So he comes up and I think he thinks this is like some kind of romantic comedy. He like picks me up and starts making out with me. And it was like fun for a second. And then he got aggressive and I was like, no, you're drunk.
What sort of aggressive? Like
just kind of like almost.
A bit rough.
Yeah, but like think about those movies where like people are like passionate and like they have sex without like barely taking off their clothes, like they just kind of pull their pants down and stuff. Like it was kind of heading towards that. I'm 19. I think I've had sex like twice. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not into this. So he wasn't being aggressive in the sense of being scared. He was being aggressive in the sense of I don't like this. I don't want this. This doesn't feel good. And this just feels like a dude, like he's drunk. Like if a girl was drunk like this, people would be like, you should know better. And if she's drunk, that's not consent. And I almost felt the same way. I was like, he's drunk. Like, I don't, at this point, this isn't a real date. And so like when he chased me, there was like this broken part inside of me that was like, he must really like me. And that's why I'm 19. You got to remember that. Like 35-year-old Liz would be like, peace the fuck out,
Bandit on YouTube said Ted Bundy rough. Is that I mean, I don't think we're going that much rough.
No. First of all, I don't fully know that reference because I don't like scary stuff. But I will be honest about this. It wasn't rough in the sense where I felt fear. It was rough in the sense of I don't like this, and this person is just
play acting, like maybe play acting, just sort of.
Yeah, it felt like a movie. It felt like that kind of like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And we're going to have this crazy night together and it's going to be something we can talk about. And I was sober, a couple years younger than him, not enjoying myself. And like I said, that chase made me feel like maybe he really liked me and he wasn't as drunk as I thought he was. But then he was just sloppy and just like because I'm really tiny, he like picked me up and they were like making out. And then I'm like hitting walls and I was like, hey man, you're a mess. Like, I don't want to do this. And then I kicked him out. And then I think he tried texting me the next day to apologize and I didn't respond, or I told him to leave me alone. And this is where the story gets crazy. So 2 years ago, he messages me on Twitter.
That's never a good sign.
Never talked to him again. And this is what's crazy about it is I literally probably until we reconnected, could I even tell you what his name was? Because it was just this bad date that I tried to forget. And I just remember he was a cop and I just never thought, and I found this out later. He switched his corner. He was always on my corner when I would hand out flyers. So of course, the next time I go to hand out flyers, I'm thinking, I'm going to run into this guy. But he was so embarrassed. He had his boss, his chief of police switch corners, never told him why, so that he never saw me again. So then, God.
So he messages you on Twitter. What does he want?
He has a podcast and he wanted to know if I could be on his podcast.
What's his podcast about?
I don't know. So there's some legality with it. Like, because he is a police officer, he can have a podcast, but he can't mention that he's a cop. He can't talk about being a cop. Like, I don't know the full legality of it, but even I was like a little weird. So he has like this sports podcast, but he can't say that he's a cop or whatever. So he asked me and I'm just like, I don't know, man. And he's like, well, I've reconnected with your stand-up and I'm really proud of you. And I knew you were young.
Do you know what? I fucking hate it when people you don't know go, oh, I'm really proud of you.
Yeah. You were no
I hate that. I hate that. People do it to me all the time because I'm sober now. They go, oh, I'm really proud of you. I'm like, you don't even know me.
Yeah. What if I was a better person drunk? You don't know. You don't fucking know. But it was like people often, because comedy or anything in the arts is so up in the air and it's such a life risk. It was a life risk before the pandemic. Now people are like, if we thought you were crazy and dumb before, now we really think so. But I think people see you take that risk and at first people are scared for you. Yeah. And then they kind of self-pity, admire you. And then when you make it, they're just like, I always knew it.
Yeah, I always knew it.
That's why and you're like, did you know it? I didn't even know it, if I'm being honest. So he said something and he was kind about it and he kind of kept on me. And he was just like, I'd really like you to do it. I understand. You tell me, like, I'll work with your schedule, So it took about a couple of months, like maybe 3 to 6 months. I do the podcast and I haven't seen this dude, 15 years. And so his now fiance, but his girlfriend at the time was there and he introduces me to her, And I forget how he starts it, but he goes, how do we know each other? And I go, do you want the real story? Or do you want a clean story? He goes, you can be honest. I was like, because I'm going to be brutally honest. And he's like, okay. And then I tell this whole story to him and his head is in his hands. His girlfriend is literally like, oh my God. But she was laughing because she was like, what an idiot. And he's like, Liz, I'm so sorry. And I can't believe I did that. And I'm such a moron. And I remember I did that now. And like, he was so apologetic and he was 21. Like, I'm not excusing his behavior in the sense, but we were two young kids and he was, I'm sure on the police force, he was just being an idiot, and I don't want people to think that I'm overlooking bad behavior. And he didn't do anything endangering. He was just not adult.
Just a bit clunky. Look, I think all of us, when we look, especially like how, all the stories that have come out in recent years, it's definitely made me and all my girlfriends sort of look at the sort of tapestry of all the sex we had in the early noughties and onwards and just go, yeah, some of that was just a bit grey area. And I think that was just it sounds like it was just one of those sort of, it wasn't anything too bad, but it did make you go, that was a bit of a shit experience, I guess.
Yeah, and even as a 19-year-old being like, I'm never going to put myself in that situation again. I put myself in stupid situations when I was a teenager, and I put some really harsh parameters, and this was like a new, harsher parameter that I was
hang on, what changed? What stuff wouldn't you do? So after that experience, what did you learn from it, and what did you implement moving forward? That's a really great bit of
You have to tell me what the date is. You know what I mean? There's none of this like, I'll meet you on this corner and we'll figure it out. Like, where are we going? And this is just safety for women in general, like, let alone having a good time. Like, I want to know what the plan is. And I'm a little, type A. I want to know what's going on. But now, as somebody that's, like I said, I travel for a living. I'm a tiny person. I'm driving at 3 a.m. going to gas stations by myself. I have learned that being a little paranoid and knowing what I'm doing, being in well-lit places, having my friends know where I am. Now with like online, this is pre-online dating, by the way. Now it's like my friends know where I am. I drop pins. I want to know what the plan is, both for safety reasons, but also you're not winging this. All right. Like, I'm somebody that if I say I'm planning a date, you're going to know what we're eating, where we're going, what's happening. I know your food allergies already. Like, don't even if this is a bad date and we don't ever end up seeing each other again, you're going to have some good food and we're going to have some nice conversation.
And it's going to run on time and it's going to be scheduled.
Oh, fuck yeah, it's going to be on time. That's like, I just did a podcast. We did me and Maria have our podcast, and I have friends that have a podcast called Vag, and it's 2 women. And we had a Zoom thing and we all showed up at the exact same time. I was like, this is why you fucking book women. like it is in the diary and we are on time. So and I think that's both for safety for women or for anybody that feels unsafe on a date, but also I'm 35 years old. Don't fuck with my schedule. Don't fuck with my time. If I showered, did my nails, fucking wearing my nice underwear, you're going to fucking, I don't care if they don't pay. I don't care if it's not even a good time, but you will this is an event. We're going to go for a walk. I don't care if it's free. We can go for a walk in a park. I just want to know what we're doing. And so I think I never really put myself in that situation where it's this, leave it up to the dude. What are we doing? Like, I'd rather plan the date if you're not going to plan it. I don't care too much about social structure and who does what and pays for what and that. But I do want to be like, if you're asking me out, have some plan.
That's it. What great advice. Thanks so much. We've talked for like 45 minutes. That's amazing.
Sorry.
No, it's been absolute brilliant. The comments have just been really great in Instagram. I can't even go through it. Yeah, I mean, the people on YouTube are just chatting. They have their own little chats. They don't really pay attention to what's going on screen. They just chat. But Instagram, they're really feeling you and lots of hearts and lots of love for you.
Tell them to go watch my... Oh yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
where can they find you? Yeah, plug it.
So everything's at Liz Mealy. I tell people not to follow me on Instagram. It's like a lot of cat pictures. So if you want to see pictures of pasta, looking cute as a dinosaur, get ready. But Instagram, I post a lot of videos, and then YouTube. I have 3 hours that I've put out, and my most recent special, Self Help Me, is free on YouTube. And then my first hour from 6 years ago is called Emotionally Exhausting, and that's also free on YouTube. Everything is at Liz Mealy. But thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, you were great. And people absolutely loved you. Love to have you on again at some point in the future. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Everybody, give a clap and give some hearts on the old Instagram for the lovely Liz Mealy. Did I get that right?
Yeah, perfect. You nailed it.
Awesome. Brilliant. All right. Thanks, Liz. All right. You lot. What I'm going to do now is the people on YouTube, you just keep watching me do my tech stuff. People on Instagram, we're nearly at an hour. We're going to bring on Ollie/Ryan, who's going to talk to us about cookholding. But the thing is, I need to stop the stream and then start the stream again to make that happen. So people on YouTube, hold tight. People on Twitch, hold tight. But then people on Instagram, we're going to end this. Then we're going to start it up again in about 30 seconds. So just bear with me. All right. I'm not sure how to do this, to be honest. I mean, it looks nicer, doesn't it? But it's just a lot more fiddly than flipping just doing an Instagram stream. Right. Bye, Instagram. We'll see you in literally 30 seconds. Okay. Right. Let's have a look. Okay. You lot on Twitch and YouTube. Let me know what's going on. We just got to wait. Cookholding. Yes, Gaz. Cookholding. I don't know what it is. Hold tight, Annie. Hold tight, Gaz. Hold tight, BFD. People on Twitch aren't saying much, to be honest. And what's going on? Oh, they're saying absolutely fuck all. That's absolutely fine. Right, just leave it. Wait a moment. Just waiting for the old Instagram thing to catch up. Just waiting for that because you can't start it again without flipping. Oh, it's just complicated. Anyway, why don't you push some questions or give your feedback in the comments while I am just losing my mind trying to sort this shit out. Let me know what you thought of the wonderful Liz. What did you think about what she had to say. Could you relate with her? Could you relate to her? Did you disagree with her? Did you find her funny? Use this opportunity to go and follow her on all the old socials, innit? Right, hang on, I'm just doing yellow duck. No, hang on, 2 secs. Yeah, let me know in the comments what's been going on as we're logging in. Oh, yeah, Gaz on YouTube. I think it's Women Bossing Men Around. Annie, thank you. You were late today. Where have you been? You're going to hold tight. Gaz is Gaz, I think Gaz has been Googling what cuckolding is. Okay, right. I think we've got it. Hang on. Copy. Let's start the settings up. Edit settings. Is it going to work? Fuck knows, mate. Absolutely fuck knows. Right, let's try again for the hold tight for the Instagram crew. Hold tight for the Instagram crew. Are you there? Instagram, are you there? Let's go. All right, let's have a look. It's sending data. It's looking positive. Ah, Gaz says she was lovely. That story about the cop was shocking. Yeah, but it's not the worst thing a woman's had to put up with, to be honest. I mean, that is... But, you know... Right, here we go. We're ready. I think we're here. Oh, yeah, baby. Smashing it in the dick, mate. Oh, I'm absolutely smashing it in the dick today. Absolutely smashing it in the dick today, guys. I've had a terrible day, so the fact that I'm nailing the tech on this is really making me quite happy. So just going to wait for some of the people on Instagram to come back. What are you saying in the YouTube comments? Yeah, they're all holding tight. Hello, welcome back. Sanjay, I don't know what you're saying. I want you to try my new range of soft drinks: pear drop, cherry drop, lemon sherbet, and cola cube. I don't know if that's a weird coded sex message or you just make drinks. Yeah, have you got any money? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you want to sponsor us? Hello. Welcome back. All right, Jess. Hello, Sanjay. Welcome. Welcome back to part 2 of Worst Day Ever. All right, Michael. Sanjay, that's what you make. You make drinks, do you? All right, we'll talk about it. DM me. Blonde and Ugly. How are you? Bigfoot Master. He is my next guest. So, the subject for part 2 Worst Day Ever is this. I put out a little shout out asking if people had ideas of what I should talk about in a stream. I was trying to make it all wholesome and that. But then everybody just gave me perverted things to talk about. So, not perverted, sex stuff. Somebody suggested to do something on... What was it? Something on cuckolding. And I was like, I don't know much about cuckolding. So what I thought was, I know a man who does. So look, let's get him on. Ollie/Ryan should be entering the stream very, very soon. He's going to let me know. There he is. Look at you. Hello, mate.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, look, this is honestly, I'm so stoked about how professional this stream is getting.
It's looking good.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Good.
It is looking good.
I'm loving the lighting.
Thank you, mate. Sorry, just before we start, just want to say thank you to all the people that give me money. Michael W, Michael Beam, Peter M, Rob D, Stephen P. If you would like to donate to the stream, please do. Give me a donation at paypal.me/Eleanor Conway and help me eat this month because I've literally got £5. Okay. Nicholas C on YouTube has said, behold the cookhold. Awesome. I mean, that is the name of my next Edinburgh show. How are you? What are we calling you today? Because I keep fucking up.
I'm good.
What am I calling you today?
Right. Work name is Ryan. That's my alter ego. Normal name, Ollie. It's not a big secret. You pick. Let's do this.
Okay, yeah, I get really stressed out by calling you the wrong name. So I
don't worry, either.
So Ollie, like I've started up an OnlyFans, but I'm not going to show my tits or anything. I'm just going to put like special content that I put for my Patreon on there. It's sort of slightly working, but it's not really working. How do I make it better? Got any tips for all that stuff? I know you're on the other one. Yeah, go on.
I am, but this week I joined OnlyFans, and what I did is I made my OnlyFans for free, so everyone can follow it on so forth. But to watch the videos, they have to pay. So it's like pay to view sort of stuff, and they're sending me the request and so forth. To up it, I think you have to sort of post it on your social media and sort of tell them where you're going with it. That's how I personally do it.
Yeah, so what I've done is the stuff, so at the moment I'm live streaming quite a lot and it's really difficult to monetize that because obviously it's out there. So I'm just going to, I've been, like, I tried to do something, so I set up a Pornhub channel, right?
Bloody hell.
Right, I got that right. I don't think it, right. So I thought my thinking was the people that buy my content are generally blokes online, which is weird because people that see me live are generally women. I thought, well, I do stuff about sex. Why don't I just do more content about sex and put it on my OnlyFans? And then I thought, well, maybe I could get some followers from Pornhub if I put my stuff about sex on Pornhub. But it turns out people on Pornhub don't want to see a middle-aged woman talk about sex.
No. Oh, God. Oh, there.
What am I doing wrong?
Maybe class that as like some sort of femdom or something, you know, tell them that they're, well, just get annoyed with them. I've seen this great thing on Pornhub, and she gets amazing views. Just disgusting. She like looks at the washing machine and she's like, "Why haven't you done the laundry again?" And she gets angry at them for not doing household chores. Thousands of views, thousands and thousands of views.
Hang on. So what? Is she just pretending like she's talking to the person on the script on the other side, going? Why haven't you done the washing up? Why haven't you done the washing up? Is it like that?
Yeah. It's your turn to pick up the kids. It is literally like that.
What? Someone's just wanking, going, yeah, nag me.
Well, that's it. She's fully clothed, so on and so forth. Like, I thought it was great. Like, I don't know, maybe bereaved people watch it. I don't know.
Oh my God. So Blonde and Ugly, Will I Save Liz's Live to Your Story? It's going to be available for catch up on my YouTube. That is a much friendlier place to watch long form stuff. Are you busy or quiet during lockdown? Like, so hang on. So can you just describe for people that didn't see the previous stream, what do you do?
Oh, okay. So I'm not a cockhold master or anything like that. Don't think that. I make fetish content, like very different fetish content. My main thing's macrophilia. Like, I've got hundreds of pre-made houses here, and I literally crush them for money. I have big feet, so I show them.
Quite dirty socks, mate, as well. Quite dirty socks.
No, but that's the thing. They're being sold. Oh, yeah. But,
what?
So basically, yeah. Someone's paid for me to wear the same socks for 2 days.
That's fucking gross, man.
But it's £80.
I mean, do you have his number? Just kidding.
He's probably watching right now. No, but I make really odd content. Let's just say that, like people who'd pay me to queue up in the post office, so on and so forth. So, my life's the kink world. Anything you want to know about that?
I love it. That's it. I love the fact that you're so open. You're going a little bit, your audio is going a little bit in and out, so let's just see if that's going to be a problem moving forward. So are you busier or are you quieter during periods like when people are broke and stuck inside?
No, because London, obviously, different times to America, so on and so forth. So I've got people all around the world, so all my content is all over the world. So it isn't, no, during lockdown, I've actually forced myself to make more content. So, yeah.
No, you haven't answered the question, though. You haven't answered the question. Are you making more money now in lockdown or less? You're making more. I can tell by your face.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm making more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you know you wanted to do this? How did you fall into this?
At the age of 16, I left home, went to live with my friend and her mum and her family, and it turned out that it was
a brothel.
A house of The mum and auntie were serious mistresses. There was a woman from America who was ginormous. She was extremely obese, and people used to pay for people to sit on her face. No, for her to sit on their face, sorry.
Amazing.
So, yeah. So they were like, oh, just, this is what we do. And he told me, and I was like, I love it. Like I worked in the theatre already for 6 years, like at the time. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I want a bit of this.
I would
And
have been
over the years, I've just got even more and more niche. Like, yeah, if you Google me, don't do it at work.
I love that. I absolutely love that. BFD's trying to crack a joke. He says, "Is he on the property ladder with all his houses?" Hey, all right, dad joke.
Hey, that's my dad.
Annie's like, Ryan, I've forgotten. Are you gay or bi? That's quite a personal question.
I'll answer it.
All right.
So I is a vagina decliner. That's my main thing. But when it comes down to work stuff, I believe we all have it. So I have worked with females before, and me and my best friends have done videos before, but we have just creased up the whole way through, like squashing cakes with each other. There's been other stuff as well, but for me personally, in my own life, I am absolutely gay.
You're totally gay. Hang on, are you on Wi-Fi or data?
Wi-Fi.
You're going to, is everyone, like, I don't know, I think the sound's going a little bit weird. I'm a bit scared to try data because then sometimes it goes a bit, do you want to try data?
I have a work phone. Do you want me to?
No, let's keep it on this one. Okay, all right. So, has anyone got if anyone's got any questions for Ryan/Ollie, put them in the comments. What was my question? Okay, so what Cockholding. Let's have a look. What's going on?
So, what do you want to know? What cockholding is?
Yeah, I guess what is a cuckold? Somebody asked. I was like, okay, let's talk about it. I know nothing. So actually, no. So one time, so when I tried to be a sugar baby, that was terrible. Some guy was like, "Hey, do you cuckold?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I googled it, and I was like, "I don't think I can pull that off." I don't think I could explain that. It's basically when a bloke with a small dick. This is the straight version. A bloke with a small dick watches his wife get fucked by a fitty.
No, that's porn. That's porn.
Right.
If it keeps going weird, tell me. It might be my earphones when I do it through the phone.
I think it is I think it's the earpods, yeah. Go on. But it's all right, go on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cuckolding is when one of the persons, let's say the woman, gets fucked by another man while that man, her partner, watches.
Right. Isn't that what I just said, though? All right, maybe does he have to have a tiny dick?
No, he doesn't have to have a tiny dick. Like I know many friends who have done this on different websites. I could tell you some stories.
I'd like to hear them.
I just hope they're not watching. So I have one friend. Right, this is a bit of a funny story. It's not much, but she was with someone. They were very adventurous. Apparently, they kept meeting up with couples, and what the idea was they would either watch or join in. Like swinging almost. But there'd then be times when he would just want to watch another man go with her while he sits there and watches. He was fully so on and so forth. Then
hang on, fully what? Don't mumble. Fully what?
He was fully, adequate. It was all good. He was adventurous. They both were adventurous. It's not all about the small ones. But yeah. Wait for it. So it went on and on and on for a few months. She's very, very adventurous as well. Then he asked for pegging. You're not pegging?
Yeah, that's when the woman wears a strap on and she bangs him up the arse.
Yeah, he asked for that. That isn't gay at all. Most men like all of that lot. But, I understand.
Thank you for letting the homophobic straight men that are watching the show feel better. It's not gay.
Hello. It's not gay.
Not gay, don't worry.
As long as you don't make eye contact, not gay.
Not gay.
But no. So no, yeah. So she agreed, pegging, so on. Then it got to the point where he wanted to do cuckolding, but only men with him while she watched. Yeah.
That sounds a little bit gay, though, isn't it?
Wait for it. wait for it.
I'm waiting.
And then there was times when she come back and he had used her toy. But then there were times when he had come back and he had put a thingy on a spatula and done that. A rolling pin had done that, so on and so forth. I once went to her house, visited her kitchen, and she said, "Do not touch that. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. Don't touch that." Basically, he had this thing for putting stuff up himself, so on and so forth, but he just wanted her to always watch. Basically, he wanted to have gay
Stuff
sex
in him.
while she watched. Yeah.
That's a bit like
Now that's
voyeurism.
fucked up.
Why is that fucked up? Is it because she's watching? It's almost like, is it like watching the degradation? It's like, look what I'm doing to myself.
Because but behind the scenes, he was quite a homophobic man. So
Oh, that's the worst.
there we go. You see. So then you add one and one together. You know.
Oh. Just embrace yourself. Embrace whatever you are.
Embrace the pegging.
Embrace the gayness. What is someone's in the comments has gone talking about docking? What's docking?
That is when one person.
Welcome to the stream, everybody.
Okay, so that's when one guy is da da da, the other guy is. So they attach and they push in and out of each other's skin. It normally works well if both people are uncut. So
Why?
it's like you're docking a boat into each other because then there's more skin. So then you're docking into each other's. And welcome to the Eleanor Conway's worst date stream.
Yeah. Welcome. Why am I not on TV? It's because you talk about people fucking each other's foreskin. Gaz, I know what it was, by the way. Gaz obviously watches some fucking suspect porn. Brilliant.
I think Gaz just wanted me to do the motion.
Yeah, Gaz, give us money. Stop trying to make us do shit for free. So I don't know where to go with that. So what do you think the dynamics are when, in a cockholding situation? So you've been in it, but with men.
Yeah, I've been in it, right. So my ones have been, they're normally two submissive people.
Two what?
One's two submissive. So normally in Grindr, one's top, one's bottom. One in a gay relationship, right? One top, one bottom. Normally all verse.
Do you want to just describe that? What does top and bottom mean for my elderly viewers? One receives, one gives.
So one is the train and the other's the tunnel.
Right, got it.
Right, there we go. So
by the way, that wasn't just for me. Oh, that was just
bottom.
actually that wasn't for me. I knew what it was because I'm really cool.
All right.
So
there were two sub people, so on and so forth. So they had come to see me. One of them just wasn't into feet. The other person was extremely into feet. So he wanted to rest on our feet, so on and so forth. He then wanted to be dominated, hit with a whip, like all sorts of things. While his boyfriend sat back and watched, he had a thing for watching his boyfriend become submissive.
Hang on, so the two guys were both submissive?
Yeah.
So both
pretty much.
Both bottoms?
Yeah.
So hang on, how do they have a relationship? Does one have to go, well, it's your turn? You've got to be the top.
This is going to get a bit personal. But I, in a relationship, don't like to be the bottom or the train.
What are you then?
Well, there's toys on the sofa, you know what I mean? So my work is so freaky that by the end of the day, I just want to kiss and cuddle. How is this all going to be okay? But I don't know. I've got toys, but I'm a top, but I like dominating people in my real life as well, like whips, chains, way. But bloody hell, this is getting a bit deep after the last one, isn't it? But
I love it though. Yeah. I love it. Do you know what? I love that the fact you're like, my work is so intense. I just want someone to stroke my hair. Watch. Yeah. When I worked at the porn studio, which I won't stop banging out about, the only job I ever kept, because you've seen people getting fucked all the time. The chat is pretty inane and very sort of banal. It's very average and normal. It's not like everybody's having loads of sex. It's very boring.
Do you know what? The same thing. I've got a friend who's a chef, and he said if you cook all day for everyone, By the time when you go down to sit in nice steak and chips, you don't fancy it. It's the exact same thing. Sex work is like chef work. Masterpiece, and you don't want to eat the masterpiece after.
100%.
Sometimes you just want a little wrap. God, this has gotten weird.
I love a weird chat. So hang on. So, see, I always thought that, like, there wouldn't... I mean, I don't know much about gay relationships, sexual relationships. I just thought, like... Couldn't they just go on... Like, why are they paying you if, like... Because, like in Grindr, you can bang anyone, like, I'm pretty sure. It's a bit different. It's a bit harder to get sex than straight relationships. Well, not straight women.
Just do one thing. Just make a Grindr profile, right? Just do it, and just look at the people seriously on there.
Yeah. And
tell me that half of them shouldn't be paying. But no, no. But without it, like, I've got size 15 feet. They come to me for a very niche thing. So when they come to me, say, like, they want me to squash a house. They say, like, squash this now with your feet. Call me an idiot and so on. They then don't have to do anything in return. They're secret. I don't even need to see their face. They don't want me to. They're literally coming to me for the service and not needing to give anything back. On Grindr, you're going to be there all day saying, I want you to crush a house. And then everyone else is going to be like, what am I getting? And most of those people don't even want to
crush a house
or anything like that. They just want to watch someone crush a house, and that's all they want. That's what they got.
So you just mentioned the sexual experience of crush a house and call me an idiot. So, like, for me, that's two different flavours of, I want you to crush a house. That makes me think of, I want to feel small, like physically small, or I want to engage in that fantasy. And then calling me an idiot feels like, you're like degradation. Are they both the same thing?
No. The humiliation side of it crossovers an awful lot. So everything has a crossover.
Yeah.
That definitely does. So the humiliation side of it, like, they're all in here, but it's like, look, now you're so small, da 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 da. You're weak, you're pathetic. I could end your life just like that, and they want to see the point of view, so so forth. So that side of it is.
Are you doing that sort of point of view videos? So they're like, they can imagine them.
Yeah.
So hang on, they're watching a video of you crushing a tiny house, but where are they in the fantasy?
So it all breaks up. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Sorry, I wasn't planning to say this.
Talk amongst yourselves, Instagram, YouTube. If you've got any questions, I know Jessica's got a question. I'll ask Ollie in a minute.
Hi. So basically, house, da 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 da. I'll do a lot of it like this. So they'll say, I have been shrunken down. That's the tiny little person.
All right, hang on. Can you do it to me? Can you do it to me?
Yeah, in a way.
All right.
So,
okay, cool.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I grab hold of you. You're there now. I then split it into a different video. You're that now, right? So it looks like you're that person. But this is what happens. So I say your job now is to lick my feet for the rest of your life, up and down, da 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 da. But then I'll cut to another video of the camera of the iPhone just going up and down like that. So
it's like put POV
from one to the other. Yeah. So it goes back from one to the other to the other. Then I'll put the phone in the house. I will crush the house with the phone in it. I'll then film with the exact same house again with there, and then I'll crush that one on there. So they get 2 points of view the whole time.
Oh, mate, you sound like a fucking, like, director. You're like, I'm going to give the point of view of you climbing up and down the Bigfoot, and then you
where they like... Yeah, I've got serious stuff. Like, I've got it where I get a gun and they shrink down. So they start here, the camera goes on this shelf.
Yeah.
And I shrink them. It then goes like this laser gun, and they're there. I shrink them. It goes down. So they get shrunk the whole way down until they're literally this small. And I literally do it all from my iPhone.
That's mental. That's mental. Oh, I'm really like, I just feel like I've got nothing else. I feel
We've
like
left Cockholding there, haven't we?
I'm just confused.
I don't know how we've got onto that.
I don't know. Well, just like a little chat, me. That's that's right. So, like, I really appreciate you coming on and showing your face and being so open about it. Like, I'm guessing, do your family and friends don't give a shit? I'm guessing.
No, pretty much. No. I don't have any of them on social media. They're all so boring. They're really, really, really boring. Like.
Jessica, damn, you're good. You should be a sexologist. I don't know who that's for. I'm assuming that's for you, or I don't know what a sexologist is. Bandit on YouTube has said, has anyone asked you to be Big Bad Wolf and blow your house down?
No, I've been the big bad caveman. I've got a caveman outfit. They sent me really weird. No. Today, a harmonica turned up, and tomorrow, a cowboy hat's turning up. And someone sent a message today, have you seen Brokeback Mountain? Right? I now know he's going to send me money to do the video of something in Brokeback Mountain. What I'm shitting myself about is, I've seen the end of Brokeback Mountain, when the guy gets hung. I'm a bit worried it's going to be that bit.
So hang on,
he sent me a harmonica.
So how does he know your address? Is it on an Amazon wishlist type vibe?
It's all through Amazon, yeah. So they tell me, it goes on to my Amazon wishlist. They block my address. They send it to me. My postman and my Amazon delivery man both know what I do.
Brilliant.
Because it turns out, one says Ollie, obviously that's for me. The other says Ryan, and I've had it before, it's been open packs, and it's like, crushable houses, and the postman's like...
That's so funny. It's almost like you, because you've got a niche, you don't have to do Bandit said, well, I want copyrights if you do now, and you can claim it, Eleanor. Great. I prefer you just give me a little PayPal donation, to be honest, mate. To be honest, I'll put the link here. I'll do that now.
Love it.
So get me fucking copyright of an imaginary thing. Give me some cold cash so I can buy some fucking bread, mate. It's almost like you've got yourself a little niche, so you actually don't have to do it. Do you get your dick out a lot?
Not a lot. Sometimes it can... Sometimes when I'm dominating, sometimes I'm like, actually, this is sometimes I can actually get properly into it, even though I don't find the thing sexual itself.
What do you find exciting about it? What's sexy about it?
Well, it depends what sort of fetish and stuff. It's very, very, very rare I do that. Like, I don't sell videos with me doing that normally. Like, but that's, I have done before. Been doing something for, because I like being in control.
Hang on, I'm just putting.
I definitely do.
Hang on, I'm just putting it. Feel free to support the stream, guys. www.paypal.me.Eleanor Conway. Yes. That's mental. Your job is mental. How do you cope with intimacy? Have you had a partner recently, or can you integrate a partner into having this job?
Not really. For me personally, obviously it's different for every single worker out there. But for me, they either love the job so much that they then think it entitles them to be into an open relationship. No. So normally they think, oh, so you're giving someone a sexual fantasy, even if it's a crushing a house. It's not like I'm, getting anything out of it other than money. But other than that, I'm not getting anything. But then they'll think, right, so you've had that sexual fantasy, off I go, and I have 6 sticks in my mouth at the same time. I've had that sort of thing. I've also dated a porn star.
How was that?
Really didn't. I can say his name as well now. Legally, I can. His name
What?
is
Whoa. What do you mean legally?
No, he went away from the limelight. He tried to change his name, so on and so forth. He became a PE teacher. It didn't work out. He decided to go back to porn. But no, I've dated a porn star before.
What was that like? Was that fun?
No, because gay porn is a fucking disgusting industry. Absolutely awful. So he was on things called Straight Hell. He was on something called Straight Hell. That's where they pretend it's a straight guy who's been kidnapped and then he gets fucked with stuff. It's all right, but quite rapey. If we're being honest, that's very rapey. And then there was other sites where it was also Bound Boys. It was loads of other things. But he would have to travel to London from Salisbury, get paid £200 for filming. Be told he was going to work with someone, and then he'd turn up, and it'd be like 55-year-old Matt. And then they'd be like, "Oh, you're not top anymore, by the way. No, you've got the bottom. If you do it, we'll give you an extra 50 quid." And that, I know for a fact, destroyed his PE career. Like,
of course.
You know, like, "Oh, sir, please don't see me
Sir,
off."
I saw you taking 5 dicks the other day.
Yeah, literally, it was literally like that. He had a bowling ball hung off of his balls, and yeah, it went nuts. But no, he then came out of it, and he sort of copied what I wanted to do, and he's gone into that now, and he's very open about it now. But yeah, he was an absolute bloody nightmare. I'm going to name and shame.
So hang on, Jessica asks, but you've answered it in the first stream. She says, "What's the weirdest thing someone has paid you for?" Jessica, I would suggest you check out Ollie's last interview on the stream on YouTube, where he talks about it. It was. Oh, I guess it's the same one, isn't it? The post office story. Yeah. I think if you do porn, it's very difficult to sort of go, I'm not doing porn now. It's very much like you're doing porn now. That's the thing that you're doing.
Yeah. It's there, and you get paid £200 or £150, whatnot, and it's there forever. Especially in this now with the internet, with a free little short clip. Like, you put his name in, and hundreds of them will come up. But he only
did he use his real name?
8 or 9 shoots. No. I've used his work name.
Got it.
But eight or 9 shoots, and now there's hundreds of videos there because they split them up and they put them on sites like Pornhub and several, and they're there forever. And as soon as one person buys it, that's it. But it was £200 a shoot, £250 a shoot. Go back again, it's £300. And it's just awful pay. And I can just squash a few houses and get paid.
How much do you get paid?
If I'm completely honest, in my recent ones, if I squash those houses there, £60, £55. It's not too bad, just to squish some houses.
You cut out there. What was it?
£50, £55.
Just to crush some houses.
Yeah.
That's a great
So
markup.
12-minute videos, 13-minute videos, 15-minute. I'll even show you the videos. They're all on Dropbox. I'll send you loads. Like, I look at them, I'm like, oh, this is shit. What's going on? Oh, look at it in there. I'm like, but people are like, oh, yeah, it's great. I want another one. Wow. But there's ones where I literally just take off my socks, give 10 minutes to domination. Hopper intox, where I force them to sniff hoppers. And that would be about 30 quid for a 10-minute video.
Mate, that sounds mental. If anyone's got any questions for Ollie, feel free to post them in the old chatteroony.
So sorry, we went right off subject.
No. Well, we spoke about the cockholding stuff, really. I can't remember. I don't think we had anything else to say about cockholding stuff. Do you know what? I had a question. We had Stephen Bailey on, a very funny comedian, and he was on talking about his worst day ever, really early when I started doing it, about 4 or 5 months ago. And he was talking about a guy turned up on a date with him and then revealed during the date that he was wearing a nappy.
Is that on? Yeah.
And
I think I know Stephen Bailey, the comedian.
Yeah, he's very funny, very cheeky chappy. So, like, it made me think, like, if you have a fetish, like, when is the right time to sort of drop that into a chat?
It depends what it is. The babying, the napping fetish, that's quite an odd fetish, I must admit. But I'm not too sure. It depends. If you're into feet or whatever, maybe just get it over and done with there and then. Just say, I'm into feet. But if it's, how can you get up in the post office, whatever, fucking wank behind the bookcase? Then maybe wait about a year until they're married and you're like...
Just got to ease it in. Do you know what, Oz? Thank you so much for coming on the stream. It's a pleasure as always. Where can people find you? Online.
So if you would like a wank, you can literally Google UK Bigfoot Master.
Say that again. We lost that.
If you would like a wank, literally just Google UK Bigfoot Master.
UK Bigfoot Master. And where can he find you? Where can people find you? On OnlyFans, on Twitter, on Just for
Oh
Fans?
God, yeah, I'm out there. I'm like, God, Corona. I'm just there.
He's on there crushing
Insta,
houses.
Twitter, yeah. Literally like the UK housing market right now. Crushing it.
Hey, brilliant. Well, thanks so much, Ollie. People on Instagram,
No
people
worries.
on YouTube, please give him a big round of applause and do some hearts and give him some love. Thank you so much, Ols.
No
Bye,
worries.
Ols. Yeah, baby. Okay, I don't know how I'm doing this. Hang on, I'm just trying to do me. Hang on, I don't know how to do it. Oh, hang on, I've just messed up my my thingy-majiggy. There we go. I'm back. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I think today's stream went all right. Actually, I think it went well technically, and also the guests were amazing as well. Firstly, I want to say thank you to the people that have been supporting me financially during this terrible time. Thank you to Michael W, Michael B, Peter M, Robbie D, Stephen P. If you would like to donate, if I've made you laugh, or you've got something good out of it, then feel free, and please do consider just dropping me a little donation. It doesn't have to be much. A few quid would be amazing. It's paypal.me/Eleanor Conway. I'd super duper appreciate it. If wherever you're watching this, feel free to subscribe to me on YouTube. And then once you've done that, go over to Instagram and then subscribe there, right? I'm trying to become a viral superstar. It's very difficult. It's a crowded market. What else have I got to say? I'm back on Thursday. I'm here every Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. What else have I've got notes. I've got notes. What else? I've done the thanks to everybody. I've told everyone to subscribe. I've told everybody where I'm going to be. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm it, right? Thank you to all the regulars that have been tuning in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's going to be available on Catch Up on YouTube, which is a much nicer way to watch longer stuff. That is it. Bye, everybody. I'm gone. I'm going. I'm going to go and have some food.